Hey, good morning, guys, and happy St. Patty's Day to you. So, let's talk coffee. So, I'm learning in the coffee world, there's a lot of steps just to get you a couple shots of espresso. As you can see, there's a process, there's steps into getting and creating a good cup of coffee. Now, I've also learned there's two types of people in the coffee world. There are those that don't much care, they just want that coffee with creamer. And then there's those that take the extraordinary steps to get that great tasting cup of coffee in their hands. And there's nothing wrong with either one. Now, for me, going into the coffee business, I have to learn the steps, right? And I'm learning that it is a process from start to finish. And what a lot of folks don't understand is it all starts, believe it or not, with your coffee bean. That is extremely important as to how your coffee is going to taste. That's one of the biggest steps. But then there's other micro steps that also help in getting you that great cup of coffee. So let's talk about Starbucks. Starbucks is the number one buyer of coffee beans for obvious reasons. The problem with Starbucks coffee beans is this. They use big machines at these local farmers, at these farmers that they're exclusive to that harvest any and all beans off of the tree, whether it's a ripe bean, whether it's underripe, overripe, whether it's an imperfected bean. Their machines go through and just harvest these almost like a combine that you see our local farmers use in the cornfields and the soybean fields. Well, the problem you get with that is again, you have beans that aren't at their fullest potential. Okay, so what Starbucks ends up doing is they over roast their beans purposely. Okay, they do this to mask the imperfections of the beans. And that's why if you really just taste Starbucks coffee, it's very bitter. Now, the advantage you get when you buy from a local cafe or online is you get generally fresh roasted beans. Okay, because these beans that you see in the stores, Costco, Kroger, Walmart, and whatnot, those bags of beans sit on those shelves for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. And what happens is over time they lose their flavors, they lose the potency of that coffee bean. So what ends up happening is you once again you get that very bitter, very tart taste. And then you have to mask it with creamers and flavors. And that's why, in my opinion, Starbucks isn't really a coffee shop. They're more of a flavor shop to me because they have to come out with so many different flavors to mask their coffee beans. So you're always going to get a better tasting coffee if you buy locally or online. Now, with that being said, a lot of baristas will take the time, as you see in this video, to get you that good, truly good cup of coffee that you deserve, that you're paying for. So guys, there's nothing wrong with just brewing up a cup of instant coffee and throwing a little creamer in it and or going through these steps of getting yourself a good cup of espresso, whether it be 1 or 2 shots. At the end of the day, it's what you like, it's what you want to taste, because I've learned, even from a guy that doesn't drink coffee, that there are a few different coffee blends and flavors I have to use for me to be able to drink coffee myself. So guys, happy coffee day, happy drinking, and happy St. Patrick's.